The unquiet archivist goes to the rent tribunal. There are certain phrases you don't expect to find in government files. Poltergeist problem, fire starting ghosts, reduction in rent on account of spectral interference. And yet, in the official case file HLG 121/70 for the Ministry of Housing and Local Government in the UK, we find all three. Let's take a stroll down Spenser Grove, shall we? In 1967, Sally Strachan lived at 69 Spenser Grove, Stoke Newington, London, with her husband, children and parents, until a ghost moved in. A lady in white, lurking in the wardrobe. It started when 3-year-old Elaine called her mother to the bedroom. "There's a lady in the wardrobe," she said. Which is either the start of a horror film or an extremely niche parenting dilemma. Sally began to see her too, a wispy figure, like smoke. Soon the temperature dropped, the wardrobe toppled itself over, and then came the spontaneous combustion. According to Sally, 5 fires broke out, always on the 15th of the month, always unexplained. In her words, "This is the only room left. We're praying nothing happens tomorrow. We'll have nothing left." The family fled the house each night, staying with relatives. "I'll never sleep here again," Sally said. "I'd be much too terrified." At which point, in classic British fashion, someone decided it was time to consult a clergyman. Canon John Pierce Higgins, Vice Provost of Southwark Cathedral, spiritualist and part-time exorcist, made a house call. He declared the haunting the work of a former tenant, Robert Charles Smith, a hunchback cobbler who lived in the house in 1876. Why he was back wasn't entirely clear. Perhaps he had unfinished shoes. In his Christmas card to the Strachans, yes, really, Canon Higgins confirmed, "The cobbler's ghost is gone. The lady in white may reappear, but she's just a guardian angel." Sort of reassuring if your standards for divine protection include arson and wardrobe-based entrances. The London Fire Brigade responded to 4 confirmed fires at Spenser Grove. Their reports list causes as doubtful, not suspicious, not faulty wiring, just doubtful. Highlights include a fire embedding on the ground floor, simultaneously an unrelated kitchen fire upstairs, another fire in the front room, full of scattered clothing and in disarray, and a few false calls described helpfully as malicious. No one was ever prosecuted, probably because the cobbler did it, wouldn't hold up in court, not even in Hackney. Tenant R.H. McGee was next to inhabit the house. When fires and ghost stories continued, he did what any reasonable tenant might do. He asked for a rent reduction. The landlord, Mr. Cordell, disagreed, presumably on the grounds that poltergeist activity wasn't covered in the lease. Cordell's agents described the house as conveniently situated, 7 rooms, fires allegedly caused by non-negligent poltergeists. They requested a rent increase to £4 8 a week. The rent tribunal sided with the landlord, because apparently spectral arson is fine as long as the transport links are good. But McGee appealed. The case reached the High Court, where ghosts were officially discussed under the gaze of the Lord Chief Justice. In his judgment, Lord Parker said, "There is no doubt the tenant and his family were fully convinced the house was haunted." Translation: we're not saying it was haunted, but if it wasn't, that's even worse. The rent reduction was reinstated, and somewhere the cobbler's ghost presumably had the last laugh. The Ghost Club investigated too, describing the classic haunting formula: phantom lady, strange noises, damaged furnishings, fires, everyone runs away. Eventually the house was demolished, which, let's face it, is one way to evict a ghost. It's not every day you see a ghost take the stand, metaphorically speaking. But 69 Spenser Grove is one of those rare cases where the paranormal rubs shoulders with planning law. Ghosts in the wardrobe, fires in the front room, and a rent dispute that made legal history, thanks to a hunchback cobbler with a grudge. If you enjoyed this case, please subscribe and support the channel, and pray your landlord doesn't raise the rent on account of your ghosts.